Hey everyone, Dale here with Renewable Innovations. Today's video is one I've been looking forward to making ever since we finished this project back in December of 2025. If you've been following the channel for a while, you probably remember the massive residential solar and battery installation I worked on alongside Anton and the team over at Slazik Electric. We documented everything from the design and installation to the commissioning of the system, but there was one question we couldn't answer back then because, well, we simply didn't have enough data. Did it actually perform the way we expected? And more importantly, did it actually save the homeowner money? Well, the system has now been operating for 6 months, and I finally exported all of the operating data directly from Franklin. So today we're going to talk and walk through those numbers together, and I think you're going to be pretty impressed with the results. Before we get started, I do want to thank today's sponsor, Slazik Electric. If you're located anywhere in Ventura or Los Angeles County and you're in need of an electrical contractor that specializes in large-scale solar, battery backup, electrical panel upgrades, EV charging, or really anything that has to do with electricity and your home, use the links down in the description below. Anton and his crew are great when it comes to all things electrical, and I know you will be pleased if you hire them for your next electrical project. So with that said, let's get into this 6-month system update. Now, before we jump into the graphs, let me give you just enough of background so everything else makes sense. This homeowner already had a solar system, but it simply wasn't large enough for the amount of electricity that they were using. Their existing system consisted of 72 SolarWorld 285 watt modules paired with 2 SolarEdge 7.6 kilowatt inverters. That equals to about 20.5 kilowatt DC and 15 kilowatts AC. But even with that system installed, their electric bill averaged roughly $2,400 every single month. That's almost $30,000 a year in electricity costs despite already having solar. It was pretty obvious they had completely outgrown their original system. I proposed a couple different options to them, and the homeowner ultimately opted for a complete redesign. So Anton and his team removed the existing equipment and installed 100 JinkoSolar 430 watt modules for a total system size of 43 kilowatts DC. Those modules were connected to 4 Tesla solar inverters, each rated at 7.6 kilowatts AC, giving the property roughly 30 kilowatts of inverter capacity, more than double before. To maximize self-consumption and provide whole home backup, we also installed 6 Franklin whole home aPower 2 batteries. This was before the aPower S had released, but that was providing 90 kilowatt hours of usable battery storage. Because this home had a 400 amp electrical service, we couldn't simply install one Franklin A gate. Instead, we split the home and system between 2 A gates, allowing us to provide true whole home backup across the entire property. Now, that's really all the installation talk we're going to do today, because the purpose of today's video is to answer the one question everyone asks after a project like this is finished. Was it worth it? Well, let me show you. What you're looking at on the screen is 6 months of operating data covering January through June. Since Franklin monitors each A-gate independently, I exported the monthly reports from both systems, combined the data into a single spreadsheet, and then built those charts so we could evaluate the entire property instead of looking at each side separately. This isn't software modeling or estimated production. These are actual numbers from the homeowner system after 6 months of operation. The first thing that immediately jumped out at me was just how much electricity this property actually uses. During the first 6 months of operation, the home consumed just over 27,000 kilowatt hours of electricity. No, I didn't stutter there. For comparison, the average home in the United States uses somewhere around 10 to 12,000 kilowatt hours over an entire year. California, 6 to 8,000. That's an incredible amount of energy, and it's exactly why the previous solar system simply couldn't keep up. Now, compare that to what the new system produces. During those same 6 months, the solar array generated nearly 37,000 kilowatt hours of electricity. Let that sink in for a second. The solar system produced almost 10,000 kilowatt hours more energy than the home actually consumed. That production is what allows the batteries to charge every day while still sending energy back to the grid. Now, speaking of batteries, this chart was honestly one of my favorites. Over the first 6 months, the Franklin battery system accepted nearly 13,500 kilowatt hours of energy and discharged more than 11,500 kilowatt hours back into the home. That tells me these batteries are working exactly as they are intended to. They're not just sitting there waiting for the power to go out. They're actually cycling every single day, capturing excess solar production in the afternoon and supplying that stored energy back to the home after the sun goes down. That's exactly how you maximize the value of battery storage under California's current utility rate programs. It's important to note that it's not a one-to-one ratio because most batteries like Franklin and Tesla don't let you use 100% of the storage capacity for self-consumption. You're required to set a reserve aside. So these batteries are set to a 15% reserve for emergency outages. Now, let's look at what I think is probably the most important graph in the entire video. Grid imports. During the first 6 months of operation, this homeowner only imported about 4,150 kilowatt hours from the utility company. Remember, the home consumed more than 27,000 kilowatt hours during that same period. That means the overwhelming majority of the home's electricity came directly from the solar array and battery system instead of being purchased from the utility company. That's exactly what you want to see from a properly designed solar and storage installation. Even after powering the home and charging 90 kilowatt hours of batteries day after day, the system still exported more than 12,000 kilowatt hours back to the utility for credits. That really shows just how much energy this array is capable of producing. It's supplying the house, charging the batteries, and still generating excess electricity. Now, let's bring all of this back to the question we started with. Did it actually save the homeowner money? Before this project, the homeowner averaged $2,400 every month on electricity. Today, their bills are essentially non-existent. Last month's electric bill came in at less than $50, and in May, their bill was right about $20. Think about that for a second. We didn't just reduce the bill by a couple $100. We didn't cut it in half. We took a home that was spending nearly $30,000 a year on electricity and reduced the monthly utility bill to a little more than the basic connection charges. That's just absolutely incredible results, and it's backed by 6 months of real operating data, not a sales presentation. How I modeled it wasn't even this good. It was good, but this is doing much better than we had anticipated. I think this project also demonstrates something that's becoming more important every year. Simply having solar isn't always enough. This homeowner already had solar, but the system had been designed for the way they lived years earlier. As their electrical demand increased, the original system simply didn't keep up. By redesigning the entire installation with a much larger solar array, significantly more battery storage, well, not that they had to add more, but like a significant amount, and equip that with equipment that matched the home's actual electrical demand, we completely changed the way this property consumed energy. Instead of relying on the utility every day, the utility has become more of a backup resource while the home produces and stores most of its own electricity. Looking at these numbers gets me really excited about where residential energy is headed. 10 years ago, a project like this would have been absolutely unimaginable. Today, homeowners can install enough solar and batteries to power an incredibly energy-hungry home while reducing utility bills from thousands of dollars a month to almost nothing. That's not marketing hype anymore. It's happening right here, and these graphs prove it. As always, I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments. Were these results about what you expected, or did anything surprise you? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and families. We really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'm Dale with Renewable Innovations, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.